In this video, I'm going to show you how to view, edit, and add employee access permissions in iConnect through the back office. To get to the access permissions screen, we'll want to log into your back office, click Employees on the left, and then click Access Permissions in the submenu. Now the access permissions screen looks very simple at first, but soon we'll see that it gets a little bit complicated. We're going to start off by editing an existing permission, or viewing and then editing an existing access permission. So we'll be at the bottom half of the screen, and our location automatically loads as salon and spa because we are logged into the salon and spa location in this multi-location iConnect account. Um, and the reason for this is that when you create access permissions, they are assigned to specific locations in a multi-location business. So if you have 10 locations and you only want one or two of those locations to have a very particular set of access permissions for employees that work at that location, you would only assign those access permissions to those two locations. So whichever locations are loaded into this field, only the access permissions that are assigned to those locations will appear in this drop-down menu. So at the salon and spa, we have several different access permissions that we've created and assigned to that location. So we're going to stick with salon and spa, just one location, and we're going to look up the cashier permissions at that location. And so once we click that in the select permission dropdown, all of the permissions or all of the attributes of that permission will load. First of all, the name, and then a series of check marks, quite a few check marks that determine whether an employee has access to a certain feature or does not have access. So obviously, if the box is checked, they do have access. If the box is not checked, they do not have access. So just to give you an idea, I'm not going to be able to go through each and every one of these. The video would be way too long. But just to give you an idea, if you were to create an employee and assign them the cashier access permission, they would be able to access the dashboard, access their own profile, and access the time clock. They would be able to access the register page, access the discount at register, remove tax in the register, and allow refund in the register, but they would not be able to change the price of any item in the register. So that's key. Same goes for tickets. They would have access to the tickets page. They would be able to delete tickets, and they would not be able to delete tickets, and they would not be able to change the salesperson on the tickets. So they only have access to the page they can view, but they can't delete or change salesperson. So I think that you kind of get the concept where you check something, the employee will have access. You don't check it, they won't have access. The top level check box is useful because if you want to give employees all three of these, you can just click that and they get complete access. If you click it off, they don't have access. So it's easy to sort of create access permissions quickly in that way. Once you're done, so let's say we do want to give them access to the message center. They can't delete messages though. They can add and they can access the message center page. Once you're done editing, you can click save and that access permission will be updated accordingly. One thing to note is that this page is split into hierarchies. So we have higher level and lower level items, and they pretty much match what's going on the left-hand side here. So under catalog, we have products and services in inventory management. Over here, we'll have a similar kind of thing. Can an employee access the products and services screen? If they can, then can they add a product? If they can they delete a product, etc. So if you're looking for an access permission in this series of check marks, it'd be best to look at our hierarchy on the left, and then you can do Control or Command F to find. So for instance, let's look for products. So here, inventory, we have our entire inventory set of access permissions because I searched for product. So maybe we want to actually let this employee at least view products and services, but not add them. So let's save it again. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea. And adding an access permission is going to be very, very simple. Let's say we want to do custom access permission. And we're going to add it to salon and spa. Again, like I said, you can add it to another location. So say you have a multi-location business. Let's say we want to have the custom access permission at both the salon and spa. For employees, specifically at the salon and spa location and the retail store location. So if you have employees assigned to either of these locations, you'll also be able to assign them the custom access permission. So once we have that, we click Save, and the same thing is going to happen as happened with the edit access permission. So now this thing, our custom access permission, has been loaded down into the edit section, and by default, everything is checked. So it's best, to go one by one and uncheck them. And again, it's easy to uncheck a whole section very quickly if you need to. So how about, we don't want this employee messing with the booking. So what we'll do is we'll click Access Booking. It takes it all away. But we'll give them access to everything else. Just for the sake of the example, click Save, and now we have added that access permission, and we've updated the rules, and we're ready to apply it to an employee.